Good morning. I'm back at the river. It's been 2 weeks that I've been gone. And it's been a really strange time. So I was so busy. We have been at a trade fair and I've talked to so many people and seen so many people, and it was just overwhelming. And I had no single day off, basically no single hour for myself. So I was just working and sleeping. Crazy. So I was not able to record a video, which sucked. But I'm back now. So today this was the first night I slept in my bed again, and this morning I came out here again and I'm back to the rhythm. Yeah, I wanted to sleep in and not come out here, but I really pushed myself because I was thinking, if I don't do it today, I can say tomorrow, well, just one more day I stay at home and I don't come out here. So I didn't want to do that, so I just went all in on the first day. I think it was the right decision. So what I realized when I was so busy, it was interesting in a way, because I didn't even have time to think what I'm doing, or so I'm pretty introvert. I don't like talking to people, and there was just no time to be introverted, so I had to talk to people, and there was no time to worry what they might think, if I find the right words or anything. So I just had to function somehow, and I'm still wondering what it has done to me, because if there are 10 days and you just have to talk to people and you have to forget your hesitations, maybe you do end up doing things that you wouldn't do in a normal situation. So maybe you notice, okay, I can do that, and maybe I'm not as introverted as I was thinking I am, and maybe it's also a way to grow, even though I hated it a lot, to be honest. I think I pushed my boundaries and also learned new stuff and learned to cope with this stuff. So I have the rest of the week off, which is great. Well, I didn't have any weekends, so there have been 2 weeks and weekends that I have been working, so I definitely can take some days off now. Sun is coming out. So what I also noticed is that I'm way more connected to my emotions, and I'm also more able to allow myself to feel them. Maybe not in the situation when I'm talking to a customer, but when I wake up in the morning and I think, oh shit, you have to do this thing again today, and I feel the resistance in my body, and I can maybe surrender to it and just let it be. And even though I just don't like doing it, and I just don't like the thought and don't like the emotion that comes with it, but I can surrender to it and I can allow this feeling to be there and just be present with it, which I never did before. So in my past, I told you that I was a cyclist and I never really wanted to be a cyclist. So we were racing every weekend and I was always nervous and I didn't want it to. And so when I was standing in the start line, I was shivering and I was just not in the place where I wanted to be. And I think I was shivering because I was just resisting this feeling that would come with it, and I was just okay, I was just not able to say no, I don't want to do this, and I also didn't want to do it. So it was really a strange a situation where you don't want to be in, and I was just not able to feel even this feeling that I'm not there in the right place. So I was like a robot. I was just pushing away every feeling and just doing what was expected from me. And I was kind of doing this during the last days too. But this time I was present with this feeling, so I really acknowledged this, and I know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the money, of course. But I'm working on other ways to get around that, because I know I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. When it's only maybe once a year, so this was the first time for me ever, but I just started this job, so but so the thing is, my heart is just not in this company that I'm working for. So it's really a job for me, even though there's potential in it, and I might make some money with it. It's just my heart is not invested in it, and so it's just a job for me. And this is, I know that this is the reason why it was so hard for me during the last weeks, because I had to sell a product that I was not really convinced of, or that in my opinion doesn't make the world a better place. So in this moment of time, I'm not exactly sure how I will get around it, but just producing these YouTube videos, they might open up a way to get around it somehow, which is not just not in my mind yet, or just not, I just don't see the way yet. But I'm open for it. And I'm already thinking how to tell my boss that I'm leaving. I'm not leaving today or tomorrow, or maybe not next year or the year after, but someday I have to leave. I know it. And I know he won't be happy about it. But I hope that he understands it. Because we're kind of friends too. So because I was getting a little bit, I really have to get into this again. I think my language today is way worse than it was last time when I recorded these videos. So, because I'm a little bit closer to my emotions, I would say, I wanted to share something with you that might help you. Or maybe it's a crazy idea that's not helpful at all. You make your decision yourself. So, but I've heard about this method and several times, and I just want to share it with you. So if there is a decision to make, we never really know what's the right decision or what's the right way to go from a logical standpoint, because we never know what's going to happen. So maybe they start a nuclear war tomorrow and everything will be in vain anyways. But so there are so many things we just can't predict, that I think the only really thing we can count on is how it makes us feel. So if I think, okay, I'm gonna leave this job, or I'm gonna start making YouTube videos, I can imagine this thing, what I want to do, or the options that I have, and just go into this one option and think, okay, I'm gonna quit this job, and what are the consequences, how do they make me feel, and how would it make me feel if I would stay in this job for 10 more years. And somehow you notice if your heart is opening up, or if it's just closing down and everything is getting more tighter. I don't know if that's what's right here. But for me, if I think about working in this job for 10 more years, so my boss here is already telling me how we retired together and how much money we have made until then. And if I think about retiring together with him, I get really tired because it would mean that I have to work for him for 20 or 30 years, which I just don't want to imagine. Or maybe we can make so much money quickly that we can retire in 10 years, but even working for someone else for 10 more years, I don't want to do that. No. So there's not much I can say with certainty, but this is something I can say with certainty. I want to be my own boss in a few years. I want to be my own boss tomorrow if I could be. So if I think about me, waking up and just doing what I would start the day probably maybe the same way I would do now. I would just go out in nature, maybe do a cold plunge, and maybe record a YouTube video, and then I would just maybe have a relaxed breakfast, or just start working on projects that are important to me, and not look on the watch, okay, I have to be at the office in 20 minutes and I have to leave now, and where are the car keys? And so I don't want to worry about all this stuff, that I have to be somewhere for someone else and do stuff that is not close to my heart. This would open up my heart if I just can plan my day as I want to, and not worrying about appointments that other people have made for me. So I'm talking about freedom again, I guess. But maybe just try this technique for just simple things. It works. I think it works too for simple things, and it's always better to start small than to start with the biggest decision in your life. I think you get much closer to your intuition if you do this. Of course, you should make sure that logic can follow with your decision. So you shouldn't just, okay, for example, if I would do that now, and I think, okay, I don't like my job, it makes me tired, okay, I will quit my job. But from a logical standpoint, it just wouldn't make sense in this moment of time, because I don't have another job, I have bills to pay, I don't have so much savings that I could live from them for months and years until I have another job that I might don't like because it's a job again. And I think it takes time to build something up for yourself. So from a logical standpoint, it would just make more sense to keep the job until I have built something at the side that I can live from. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. Of course, I would love to quit my job, but I also know that I'm learning stuff from that job that I might be able to use for myself in the future. Yeah, so that's why I'm at where I'm at, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and we will see where it's going. Whew. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you again for sticking with me, even though I was absent for 2 weeks. I promise I will be here more regularly again. All right. Have a wonderful day.